Dr. CI, and I am back in the building talking to you about different things that have to do with data and DEI, which is diversity, equity, and inclusion. All right, so when we think about data and diversity, equity, and inclusion, people are often looking at what factors they should be assessing in the workplace. One of the questions that I always get that triggers people, sets them the fuck off, is what about diversity of thought? How come we're not measuring diversity of thought? First of all, let's be clear about a few things. There's nothing wrong with measuring diversity of thought. But you know where most of y'all really mess up? Is when y'all take diversity of thought and use that to overshadow other identities. If you say shit like, oh, we shouldn't be measuring racial, we shouldn't be looking at race, we shouldn't be looking at gender, we shouldn't be looking at sexuality, we should be measuring diversity of thought. I want to know how people think. Let me cash your reality check. You want to know how people think? You got to ask them questions as it relates to their identity, because the way that thoughts are expressed in the workplace often relies on a number of different factors. Are people safe enough? Well, how do we know what makes people feel safe and what doesn't in the workplace? If you're not evaluating identity when you ask that question literally makes no sense. How do you think about software development? Well, let me tell you, if I'm a black developer, software development, the experience itself might look different for me than someone who is from India, right? So what I'm saying to you is, if you're going to measure diversity of thought, you got to measure how different identities think, meaning that you got to be able to assess different identities. If you don't, what sense does that make? Right? You can't say, we don't want to talk about gender, we don't want to talk about sexuality, we just want to know about diversity of thought. Well, which groups are you trying to measure? Which group of thought are you trying to measure? Right? So what I'm saying to you is that it's not that diversity of thought is a bad thing, because what diversity of thought does is it allows you to bring different identities to the table who have different experiences or shared experiences to create solutions for whatever it is that you're building, especially a product. Okay? Yes, that's important to have. But what you don't get to do to those people is say, oh, we don't want to know how your sexuality has impacted the way that you are being creative. We don't want to know how your racial experiences impact the way that you are creative, or the way that you develop a product, or who you're developing a product for. Black inventors, BIPOC inventors, have been developing product based on diversity of thought, and that thought comes from the experiences and the way that they exist and have been treated in the world. So it is not fair to ask about diversity of thought without thinking about the experiences a human being has as it relates to their identity. And that's the message I want to give y'all. Now, I'm Dr. CI. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Let me know your comments. Some of y'all say some really great things. Some of y'all I wish would stay the fuck out of our comments, but whatever. We appreciate it no matter what. At least we know that you watched the video. So thank y'all. Looking forward to seeing y'all. Talk to y'all soon. Don't forget to turn the notifications on, because we're going to bring you more content.